Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. We are back on a beautiful Monday like today. We are back to talk about the action coming up shortly on ESPN with Monday Night Football. Let's kick it off with the Buccaneers traveling all the way to Kansas City, Missouri, to take on the two-time reigning, defending, undisputed world champions in the Kansas City Chiefs. And this one, we have to roll with the Chiefs in this one. Why, you might ask? I actually do want to go for the Bucs in this one, and I hope they do pull off the upset. But realistically, and for our overall number at the end of the season, we want to stay on the right side and not be a hater for once. It's hard against the Chiefs, but after beating us last week, they're back this week. They got an extra day. Tampa Bay, they got an extra day, but they're coming off a loss. A pretty bad one at that. Unfortunately for them as well, the two main wide receivers, Chris Godwin on that awful play at the end of the game. He gets hurt. Mike Evans slightly earlier after, setting a record like he always does, got hurt unfortunately as well with his hamstring. So without those two guys, is Russell Gage really your number one option? Is Kate Otten, going to be reliable for a lengthy duration? Because we have not seen that from him yet. We do not expect that from him yet. But can he be? Who knows? He hasn't had the ball thrown to him like the way it's coming to him this past week. The past week, he did actually, show out that he can do this and he deserves more touches. So we'll see how that goes on. But you can't trust on somebody's pass or on a hunch that they are going to go through with it once the bright lights comes on the field. So we'll see what happens with that. Talk about bright lights on the field. The running backs, another position of issue for the Buccaneers in this one. Why? Because they have three solid running backs. Solid's a tough word. 3 running backs. That's it. I'm not even going to use the word solid. But they do have Bucky Irving, a rookie, a Sean Tucker, and a Rashad White. However, neither of those 3 running backs have actually been able to establish themselves as an RB1. On the other side, you have Kareem Hunt, who has been a number 1 back before. Clyde Edwards-Helaire still out with, his stuff that he needs to take off the field. Isaiah Pacheco's hurt, but he's going to come back. That's an RB1. Carson Steele possibly can walk in to be a RB1 or RB2 and most other teams, but he's an RB3 to RB4 there. So the difference between the running backs kind of got to lean with the Chiefs in this one, unfortunately. Wide receivers, yes, Chiefs have their hurt too, but they have D-Hop, and you still have the best tight end ever. You still do have Noah Gray, who can, fill in as like a tight end because he kind of does work. Similar to Kelsey, you have Justin Watson. He's been in the system and reliable for a minute. And you have some other pieces like a Hardman or some packages for Worthy that can still muster up your offense enough for you to put up points. But you don't even have to do that if you're the Chiefs, because the defense has been absolutely phenomenal. Arguably better than the Niners defense that we were calling so ferocious even till last year. They keep improving. Yes, they lost Snead, and that helps or it hurts their secondary a lot more. And so they're probably in the back end not the same as last year. There's also some injuries that we'll come back to later, but the linebacking duo arguably better than San Francisco, at least this year. Better than most of the league. That's why they're undefeated. They have players on each level. You have Chris Jones manning down the trenches. You have Nick Bolton and Drew Tranquil behind him, and then you have Justin Reed and the boy out of Washington, McDuffie, back there. That makes it tough for any offense to, go up against it. What are you going to try to do? Run the ball? They're going to stop it right there. You're going to try to pass the ball? They have excellent cover corners. And the way they bring pressures with Spagnuolo, it's something that people still sleep on. On the other side for the Bucs, their defense looks extremely old. You lost out on Shaq Barrett after his retirement. Vita Vea still has not had a help essentially on the inside in the trenches or as an outside pass rusher since their Super Bowl damn near 4 years ago. After that, a couple missed defensive draft picks, Joe Tyron Sharonka and some other guys. They're cool, but have they really even stepped up? Diaby came in last year, I want to say, or the year before, and he has stepped up farther than any of those rushers that they did already have, that they invested in. So that's going to be interesting to see. Just the front seven looks extremely old with Levante David playing in his mid-30s. Devin White, while you guys did draft him, you guys didn't give him a second contract for whatever reason. He moved on. You guys moved on. KJ Britt kind of became his replacement. Last year against the run, he was solid, but this year he has not been solid at all. It's going to be hard for the Bucs to kind of fight back from this place, but the division is a dysfunctionality. However, NFC is pretty, top heavy with NFC North teams, so it's going to be hard for them to kind of make that playoff push. But if Mike Evans does come back, they might still, come back to kind of put it together to become a 7th seed. Essentially kind of like last year with the late surge, but that's if Mike Evans is back and he is healthy. That is very much to ask, and without Chris Godwin, I don't think they will be competitive enough to take that next step. Chiefs, on the other hand, I mean, the rich keep on getting richer. Josh Uche wasn't even a necessary trade, but after Mike Dana being out for this game, Najee Johnson in the slot, Aminhu, I believe he's still been out since the Super Bowl. He hasn't played at all this season, and if he has, he's already injured again. So all of those depths, they already answered. D-Hop on the offense, Uche on the defense. The only thing to stop the Chiefs from winning the Super Bowl for the 3rd time is themselves, unfortunately. I'm gonna catch you guys again on Thursday with hopefully better news. Love.